Hello guys, we'll be looking at the sixth program of Data Structures Laboratory, which is about the circular queue. So firstly, you'll be needing two header files. One is stdio.h, the other one is standardlibrary.h. The other one is a macro function call, which is to declare the size of the queue that we'll be using. So hash define max for the size of the queue that we'll be using in the circular queue function, program. So firstly, you'll be declaring the queue, which is represented by queue of size max, and you will be initializing the front which is indicated by f equals to 0, and you'll be initializing rear, which is indicated by r equals to -1. That is, the queue is empty at the initial stage, after which you'll be initializing count equals to 0. This count variable is used to keep a track of the elements that are there in the queue, the number of items that are there in the queue. Then you have the item variable. So these are the declarations you'll be making, after which, coming to the main function, so here you'll be having totally three functions. So firstly, it is push, pop, display, exit. So firstly, you'll be entering the choice as usual. The menu driven program, as usual, you have to be asking for the choice, and it will be stored in the variable called ch, after which you'll use a switch statement where you'll be passing the ch, that is nothing but the choice, after which you'll have different cases. So firstly, you'll be asking which element to be inserted by the user, after which you'll have a scanf statement where you'll be asking the element which has been asked to be stored will be stored in a variable called item, after which you'll call the push function. Then you have break as usual for the switch statement, after which you have the pop function, break. Then you have the display function, again break. Then you have the exit or, which is because you'll be using a while one, that is nothing but a forever loop, and for that to end you will need a exit function which you'll be calling in choice 4. So that is break for. The default cases, if they enter other than these cases, it will be an invalid choice. So break. This is about the main function. You'll be declaring a variable ch, don't forget that. So this is about the main function. Now coming to the push function. So we'll be looking at the push function first. So how do you push an element into the queue? So firstly, you'll be checking for a condition count equals to max. That is, if the count variable, which you have been set to 0, is equal to max. That is, the max here you have set to the size of 4. So if the queue size becomes the count becomes equals to 4, that means the count variable has been stored with 4. That means the elements are stored up to the maximum, that is 4 elements have been stored in the queue, that is of the maximum size. So it will be printing queue is overflow, then you have to return. Else you will be calculating the position where you have to be inserting the item that you've been asked by the user. So that is r equals to r plus 1 mod of max. So this is the this calculates the position where you have to insert the item. Then q of r equals to item. So whatever is there in the item will be stored in q of r. Then you have to increment count. So count plus plus. So this is about the push function. Now coming to the pop function. Firstly, you'll check a condition count equals to 0. That is, if the count variable which is initialized to 0 is still 0, that means there are no elements in the queue. That means the queue is underflow and you can't be popping out any elements if there are no elements that is present in the queue. So you'll be returning. Then else part, if there are elements, you can pop it out. So the queue follows the principle first in first out, that is FIFO principle. So the deleted item is q of f. So whatever is there in the front, so in queue the deletion occurs at the front end and the insertion occurs at the rear end. That is why during the push function you've used the variable called r. During the pop function you'll be using the variable called f. So you'll be calculating position again for deletion, that is f equals to f plus 1 mod max. Then you have to decrement the count so that the count variable decreases, so that you can keep a track of the elements in the queue. So this is about the pop function. Now coming to the display function. So the display function will be declaring two variables I and j. So this is for the iteration purposes. First we'll be checking if count equals to 0. That means there are no elements in the queue. That means you'll be printing queue is empty. Then you have to return else. If there are some elements, you have to display what is there in the queue. So first of all, you'll initialize a variable j with whatever is there in f. After which you'll be running a for loop for I equals to 1, I less than or equal to count I plus plus. You'll be printing whatever is there in q of j. And you have to find the position for it as well, like you do it in the insertion part for rear and for in deletion part for front variable, that is r equals to r plus 1 mod mod max, and in front you'll be doing f equals to f plus 1 mod max. Here you'll be doing j equals to j plus 1 mod max. So this mod operator is used to calculate the position where you have to be inserting, deleting, or displaying. So this is about the circular queue function program. Thank you.